23 weeks, and we found out that we had the IUGR, intrauterine growth restriction, and low amniotic fluid. They referred us to a specialist, Dr. Mastrolia, at Grafton, but he's only there once a week, and then he's at Sinai the rest of the time, so we went there, and we had to go twice weekly for BPPs, the biophysical profiles. And we had that up until she was born. Well, we found out that there weren't enough hours in the day to do everything, so I quit my job, well, most of my jobs, and so he became the sole provider for a family, which really opened up a lot of things. I could go to doctor's appointments then. 3 pounds, 8 ounces. When we realized she was going to be in the hospital for a while, it's just a big waiting game. You don't know when she can come home, and she was under the bilirubin lights, so we couldn't hold her except for at her feedings, and then it's only a couple minutes because they want to get her back under the lights, and it's depressing, very depressing.
I went to the clinic. From the clinic, I went by ambulance to the hospital. At the hospital, he was born in about a half an hour after we were at the hospital. And I had them asking me while I was in labor where I wanted to go. I could only go, well, from Milwaukee or to Green Bay. And we have relatives down in Milwaukee, so we chose Milwaukee. And then they put him in his little incubator and took him off down to Milwaukee. And I had to stay back till the next morning. The first night was probably the worst, sitting there in your hospital bed by yourself, and he's down in Milwaukee, and I'm up here in Sheboygan, and just wondering if everything was okay. And all you can do is phone call them, which they're great about telling you everything that's going on, but if you could just go sit in there next to him, that would have been awesome.
In that 2 weeks, we spent probably about $600 in gas.
The traveling, I'd come home after my last day of work and shower right away and then wait for her and then leave. And I didn't get a whole lot of sleep because I'd get down there and then we'd go spend time with the baby. So I guess the biggest part for that was just rearranging the sleep schedule, to kind of take advantage of the time to see the baby.
I know that first week we were down there, all of a sudden me and my husband are looking at our bank account and we're like, oh no, we're at nothing. We had to ask for donations from our family to help us. My parents were great. They did help out, but you feel bad asking for money from people, and that's hard to do.
It was rough on them, especially with the drives, because it was, when we leave, we have to pack a couple of drinks and a sandwich because the 2-hour drive. And then as soon as you get there, you got to make them run so they can burn off the energy before you can go sit in the unit. I don't know. And then it's constantly back and forth from the cafeteria to the lounge to the baby. It's rough. Yeah, I don't think we would have been able to swing it. I think we would have had to just leave Anastasia there until she was done. Because with the kids being at school, it wasn't time efficient to like drive there, see the baby, drive back by the time they got done. Because we talked about it and we said, well, maybe he'll live here with the kids for a while, and I'll just stay down there until he has to go to work, and then I'll spend like 3 days here, and then when he's done with his 3-day shift, I go back for like 2 days. And
And it was hard sitting there by yourself, all alone every day. When Ryan missed me, then I'd come home for the night and I'd spend the night with him and then go back down in the morning. Uh, so that went on for about three and a half weeks. He was down there. Oh, I know Ryan missed us a lot. He could only come on the weekends. I'd get real lonely, and then, if my husband could have been sitting there next to me holding my hand a little bit more, or even my mom or my dad or somebody, that would have been a lot better.
if we had a level 2 NICU here, it would have been great. When Anastasia was at Sheboygan, it was really nice because I could go visit her in the middle of the night if I wanted to, and I could come and visit her during the day while the kids were in school, and everything worked out so much handier when it was closer to home. Well, I can't imagine if we would have gone into labor early. if just driving there. Would have been nice if it was in Sheboygan.
Once we actually were able to get him back to Sheboygan for a week, it was awesome because Ryan would come every single day at lunch, his lunch hour. I'm a first time mother, and going through this was crazy. I did not expect it at all. You expect to, be able to bring your baby home the next day and that, everything's going to go smooth. But if I could have, like, I was only 10 minutes away from the hospital here in Sheboygan. If I could have been here and just been able to be home and then go there, I feel like I could have helped him more, maybe, possibly. And I think having level 2 in your area would really help a lot of the mothers that are sitting down there by themselves, not have to go through some of that they have to go through and feel like they're alone. This way they have their family support nearby and someone to tell them that things are going to be okay.
We need one around here. It's a long drive to Grafton or Sinai, and it would have made us feel more secure here at home being pregnant. Because then we'd know the hospital is right there. It would have been a lot more reassuring to have a NICU here.